big goal is Wheel With Me Foundation. I want to support the independence of wheelchair users. But how am I going to get there? So then how do I get to this part? So that's my overall goal. And then this is a broken down piece. So like the transitional community. Where does that start? Peer-to-peer support. Where does that start? For me, I started with the community meetups. And so like you see how I have this overall, I call it an umbrella goal. And I'll go a little bit more in depth about that in a moment. But I have this overall umbrella goal. And this is, what do I want to accomplish? What is it that I want to do for me personally to help my community? And so then you break it down into something a little bit more obtainable, but then you break that down into something that's easily obtainable. So you're taking your big goal and you're breaking it down into pieces that make it so you can get it done. You can check the things off the list and you don't get overwhelmed. The reason that we often struggle so much when it comes to accomplishing what it is we want to accomplish is because we just get so caught up in starting. It's that thing of like, man, I gotta get this done, but I'm gonna go do this instead. It's that procrastination thing, but in reality, it's that fear. We often have this fear of, what if we make it? What if it works out the way we want it to work out? Then what? And it's like, then you gotta come up with a new goal. And like that whole entire what if often makes us stop from starting. That judgment of, what if I fail? It's like, does it matter if you fail? Then you find a different way to accomplish it. The amount of times, for example, my styles of my fitness clothing, they only offer sizes small to large. I'm going to start with a small brand. And there's some styles that are just not popular in certain sizes. And I spent some money on this of my own money. And so it's like, I took that risk for things that just, some things aren't working, but other things are. And you learn along the way. And that's how you grow and develop. And you have to embrace the fact that it's not always going to go the way you want it, that it's not always going to be the easiest road. It's not always going to go right the first time. And that it's not always going to fall into the line of the idea that you think is going to work. Just because you have one idea doesn't mean the rest of the community or whoever it is that you're trying to get to support your idea is going to support that. And it's okay if not everybody likes you, because at the end of the day, we're all individuals. My injury looks different from someone else's injury or disability. Like, we are all individuals within our own disability. And we have to remember that. We get so caught up seeing, these women, there's so many beautiful wheel women on the internet, right? Or wheel men that are just like, they look like they're killing it. And it's like, how are these people doing it? How do they always look like that? There's a lot of things that aren't reality and every day on the internet that make us question ourselves and make us judge where we're at, what we're doing, how far we've made it. And you cannot let these outside things come in and make you start questioning your path. You have to remember that you are an individual. You are doing your own thing. It's not about what everyone else is doing. It's about what is going to fill your soul, what is going to give you fulfillment, what's going to make you happy, and what's going to take you where you want to be. So for me, that's Wheel With Me Foundation. And you, like I said, bumps along the way. So then you have your big goal and you need to break it down into obtainable tasks. So how do you do that? Like, for the resources, I would just do research, finding different things available for wheelchair users. So it's finding tasks that you can break down into like a 20-minute segment. Make it something easy and obtainable at first until you get into a habit where you're like, okay, I'm not overwhelmed. Okay, I can add a little bit more time. For me, the fitness, staying on track with my fitness and working out every day. I work out twice a day typically. And I was doing 75 hard and I adapted it to 2 20-minute workouts. Well, now I'm at 2 30-minute workouts a day. And so like, I'm slowly able to up it. It's the same thing with your tasks. Like, it's like, all right, so I'm going to spend 20 minutes on this task. And when that 20 minutes is up, I'm done with it, cutting it off, moving on to the next thing. And you have to be able to hold yourself accountable and cutting it off. The biggest struggle I have is paying attention to my calendar and sticking with the things that are posted on the calendar. And it's like, you have to, I still struggle with that but it's having that mindfulness to be like, all right, I know I struggle with this, but how am I going to change it? And you just have to hold yourself accountable in that situation.